One of the biggest mistakes I see internet marketers making every single day is choosing the wrong domain name for their website, which ends up costing them time, money, and loads of effort in the long run. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you one of the key factors that makes the difference between a good domain name and a bad domain name. So we're going to cover today what is an actual domain name, the domain name trap which a lot of people fall into, and also we'll cover how to avoid it, and the importance of keywords when you're choosing your domain name. See, once you understand the influence this has on your web marketing campaign, you'll not only be able to get faster rankings in less time and effort, it'll also cost you quite a lot less money. So what is an actual domain name? It's the bit that goes after the www when you type an address into the browser. It ends in .com, .net, .org, or there's lots of other extensions out there like .info, .biz, .gov for governmental sites, or .edu for educational sites, or there's country code specific domain names like .co.uk for the UK, or .com.au for Australia, and so on and so forth. Google's domain name, for example, is google.com, and google.co.uk would be its UK version. And Facebook's domain name is facebook.com. I'm sure you get the picture now. Your domain name is your foundation for whatever you're trying to build, so unless you're a massive global enterprise like Google or Facebook or Twitter, and you've got lots of other ways to market, an SEO friendly domain name is a really important asset to have. So this leads us nicely onto the domain trap, or as I like to call it, the super cool domain name trap, because a lot of people get seduced by the huge successes they see in the newspapers of Google and Facebook and Twitter, who all have these beautiful, weird and wonderful domain names, and they go, well, I'm going to create a similar super cool domain name for my website, and they do it totally without considering the keywords or the key phrases. But we've got to remember the big companies like Google and Facebook, they're very rare breeds, and they definitely don't represent the thousands of failures which happen every single year due to the poor choice of domain name. So along with other SEO factors like backlinks and content, having the theme, keyword or key phrase that you're trying to target in the actual domain name is one of the factors that the search engines consider when they're ranking your website. Now, a fantastic example of this is in the hyper-competitive theme of credit cards, for example. When I type in the key phrase credit cards into Google, as you can see, this domain name here, creditcards.com, is at the top of the natural search listings despite being so much smaller than the huge brands of Visa, MasterCard and Amex. And let me tell you, these guys will have a lot more backlinks than creditcards.com does. As you can see, Visa comes in at number 2, but MasterCard is right down there at number 5, and if you look at American Express, they're right down at the bottom at number 9. So this shows that if you've got the exact match keyword in the actual domain, this is the ideal situation, because it means that the domain has got 100% keyword density. So what do I mean by this? Well, the key phrase here is credit cards, and because the domain contains those keywords in the exact word order without any other keywords, this gives it 100% keyword density. But it's not always easy to find exact match domains, so the next best thing is a phrase match domain. So an example of a phrase match domain is mycreditcards.com. So as you can see here, it's got the theme key phrase credit cards in that word order, but it also contains the prefix word my. Prefix just means before. So this isn't exactly 100% keyword density, but it's almost there. Another example would be creditcardsinfo.com. Again, it's got credit and cards in that word order, but it contains this time a suffix word, which is the word info. Suffix just means after. And again, this isn't 100% keyword density, but it's the next best thing. Now, the ideal scenario when you're looking for domains is to try and get an exact match or a phrase match, but if you're still struggling, you can look at a broad match domain. So an example of a broad match domain name would be cardswithcredit.com. As you can see, this contains the words credit and cards, but they're in a different order and they've got another word in between. So to conclude, the less optimised your domain is for your target key phrase, the harder it's going to be to get your site ranking. So getting the right keywords in there at the beginning is going to save you loads of time, money, and months if not years of hard work and frustration. So in this video we've covered what is an actual domain name, the domain name trap and how to avoid it, and of course why keywords are so important when choosing a domain name.